Here we are again, the end of another season, and everyone is asking, is Fortnite actually dying? And as always, the answer is the same. Not really, but kinda. This isn't some secret. The longer anything is out, no matter how good, how loved, will slowly lose its player base, its audience, its viewers. Whether it's one a day or thousands, no piece of art has ever beaten Father Time. But if you're a daily Fortnite gamer, you felt the winds changing. You felt that there's something different in the air. From seeing your favorite stream numbers being way down, or your friends list feeling empty. And with only 3 weeks left in Chapter 5 Season 4 before we go into OG2, it really makes you wonder what's in store for the future of this game. If history tells us anything, the OG chapter is going to bring back millions of people. But where we peaked around 12 million players last year, I don't see that happening again this time. Between the idea that it just isn't as new or a surprise this time, or the fact that Chapter 1 was much more nostalgia based than Chapter 2, I just don't think the ingredients are there for us to see a massive resurgence of this game. In my opinion, something drastic has to be introduced to this game. Something has to be introduced to re-excite the player base and bring in new people. And to me, there's only one answer. Introduce first person mode. And with it being relatively confirmed for Chapter 6, I think this will lead to a massive growth in the Fortnite player base, as there's so many people who don't play this game because it's third person. As soon as this game introduces a first person mode, with the community and support of Epic and everything they have going in this game, so many people from Apex, Call of Duty, they're going to want to try this game. But that's not to say I think Fortnite's in a bad place at all right now. In fact, I think Fortnite's in an absolutely amazing place right now. Again, the problem is Father Time is unbeaten. You can't make something new again. We have Reload, we have Reload Rank, and with builds and zero builds having both pubs and a ranked side, not to mention all the games in creative, including Festival, including Rocket Racing, there truly is no lack of depth to this game. This year's Fortnitemares was absolutely incredible. The amount of effort we see here has not been seen since maybe Christmas 2022. The Billy skin is absolute fire, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you get this skin, when you play as this skin, it makes the whole game feel completely different. You really do seem like you're a lot smaller. From the POI change at Grimgate, to the water changing color, to the chainsaw, to the broom, to freaky feels. This is an update it felt like we used to get all the time in Fortnite. This is the type of change, this is the type of activity that really draws people to this game, to this community. Now I'll be honest, if we were still receiving updates like this every month in between seasons, I do feel this game would be a lot more popular. But again, there's no doubt once Disney bought 10% of Epic, there's been a massive push to incorporate a metaverse, to try and get in as many brands available. They just don't have the bandwidth, capacity, or really the desire to create changes like this and updates on the regular anymore. When you introduce a song into Festival, it can always be there forever. It can always be rotated back in. That's so much more profitable for Epic. I'll say it again, I think the game right now is in a great place. It's just slowly becoming stale, like that bag of apples at the back of your fridge. You should probably eat those. And this is a safe space. We can speak freely here, and we can say what Chapter 5 really was, a massive money grab. This is without a doubt the worst map we've ever gotten. Chapter 5, Season 3, the Mythic Car season, was one of the most divisive seasons we've ever gotten. And while I personally loved it, there were so many that absolutely hated it. It feels like Epic keeps trying to take us further and further away from just that core basic gunplay that we love so much, that everyone fell in love with when they first played this game. That's why I think in Chapter 6, it is so important for us to include a game mode that emphasizes these modern collabs and all these mythic weapons that make the game so fresh and so new and so fast paced, while maintaining a playlist catering to the OG style play, tailored to gunplay rather than mythics. And while some of you will argue we got that in Reload, the simple truth is that that game is so fast paced that OG players who can't keep up with the modern day pace, or just don't have the desire to play at that speed, cannot play the game they want to play without something getting in the way of that. You can play pubs, but you have to deal with hovercrafts and all these crazy mythics in your face, or you go into Reload and by the second minute of the game you have a little Timmy boxing you up and send you back to the lobby. So Chapter 6 has to do a really good job in allowing for people to pick what style of Fortnite they want to play. And I think a big part in doing so would be creating a playlist that goes through all the old maps and just allows us to play with the guns from that time, or they can just give us random gun classes and let us go from there. When Epic removes something like the hover jets that are a massive part and a massive foundation of that season, it makes you wonder why they made that decision. What happened? What statistic? What is going on that influenced them to do so? Was it simply because of Fortnitemares? Is there too much movement? Or was it because there's a growing conversation around how much those hovercrafts are taken away from the experience of the average player? Nobody can really deny the advantage that people using the hovercrafts have right now. And since you can't give them to everyone on the map, the only honest answer is to take them away from everyone. Fortnite having back-to-back seasons now where there are items that make it feel like whoever has them wins the entire game is a major reason why so many people have stopped playing Fortnite, while so many people have moved to games like PUBG, or trying new games like Off the Grid or Delta Force. It's the same concept us content creators have when we try and figure out who are we making our content for. Are we making something that we're trying to make viral and that will attract brand new viewers and bring eyes to our profile? Or are we trying to make something more of substance to give something to our fans who really appreciate us, something that they'll enjoy? That's something that every video game developer has to deal with. Who are they making this game for? Do they want to grow their player base, or do they want to make the current people happy? Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts? Have you been enjoying this season? Are you excited for OG2? And if first person gets introduced in chapter 6, will you play it? So that's enough yapping for today. Make sure you hit that sub button and turn on notifications. As always, go out there and do something great.